go get back to you someday. How I go face tomorrow when I hate to borrow. Find love the remedy, but turn around and be lazy. Oh, I no go complain. I no go complain. Oh, I no go complain. They sure want to kill me, but I no go die, 'cause my father gon' be pastor. How it be my life, I go stand on top of matter. I go rise, oh, I go shine, oh. I'm a winner, they sure want to kill me, but I no go die, 'cause my father gon' be pastor. How it be my life, I go stand on top of matter. I go rise, oh, I go shine, oh. I'm a winner, I'm a winner.
So for life day, hope day, living dog with the back that lion. New day, new mind, new way. I'm the creator, like my maker. Reason my work will show. Some seed would.
Hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. In fact, I should say hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. I mean, it's just so wonderful to have you back here with us today, and it's going to be yet another interesting show. But you see, we are coming to the end of the year. It's been a long year, it's been an interesting year, and we're going to talk about that a bit today to see how it's been for you, for us, and see how we should treat this year end because it is really important how we approach it. Yes, so on this channel we bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your lives and in your relationships in particular. So we'll also touch on that subject of relationships and how you should navigate it this year end. Yes, welcome once again, and I see that we have some people already on the call. Debbie, as usual, you were here first. In fact, Debbie, you're so wonderful. Thank you so much. Through the year, Debbie, you've been here week in, week out. I mean, we're always looking forward to Debbie. Debbie's there, and it's just so refreshing and heartwarming how much support you give to us. So thank you so much, Debbie. This is a special appreciation to you, Debbie. You're just amazing. Thank you. And I also see that Ubok Abasi Edo is with us. Ubok Abasi, hi. You are welcome. You are welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us on time. And yes, it's going to be quite an interesting time today. And something really interesting that is happening today is that we're going to have IG joining us on StreamYard. Yay! I mean, this is like the greatest news, the best news. I was so happy when I heard that StreamYard has made this adjustment, this upgrade, this whatever you want to call it, that has made it such that we can also stream directly to IG. So we don't have to do a different setup for IG. We have all our Instagram family people here with us. Thank you, guys. Thank you, StreamYard, and thank you to all our friends on IG who have been coping with sometimes there, sometimes not there, having to move to other platforms to be able to participate in the show. Yes, now you can be part of everything. You can be part of the action. You can see all the comments as they're scrolling in. You can ask your questions. You can also get the link and call in if you want to. So this is going to be better value, greater value. I mean, so much more juice coming for the IG people. For everyone else, you have already been enjoying. So for you, it's more status quo, but the real deal is still here. Yes, we keep it real on Common Sense for Relationships, and that's going to happen today as well. So just a sound check. If you can hear me loud and clear, just go ahead and type 111 so we know you're there. Okay, we know that you're there and you can hear me. All right, let's see how this is going. I'm sure somebody will say, oh, what's going to happen? Are we going to have a Christmas break or something? Why are we calling it happy ending? Well, we'll find out about that sometime during the show. Well, yes, it's something that we will discuss before we wrap up the show. And I want to ask everyone, today has to be even more interactive. Today we have to chat, we have to talk, we have to participate, because we want to hear you, we want to feel you. I mean, we always do, but even more so today. So please don't waste time in sending the loves, in sending the fire emojis, in sending the comments and the questions. We want to see all of that. That participation is really, really needed today, and you see why. Wow. I'm taking a breath because 2023 has been that kind of year where you take a breath. In fact, the taking of the breath is not just when you get to the end of it, but through the year we have been taking breaths. You know how they say how to relax? You need to breathe, take a deep breath in, and then release it slowly. And stuff like that. Yeah, we I think we've done all of that in 2023 because there was cause to do that. There was reason to do that. And I would like to ask, for those of us who are already here, please feel free to just, in one word, just one word, say, how was 2023 for you? In one word, okay? In one word, how was 2023 for you? Just one word. Look for the word that gives it the best description, the word that embodies everything you experience. See if you can find that one word that does it for you, and just go ahead and type that word in with a hashtag something. Let's know how 2023 was for you. Just feel free to type that in, and let's feel your pulse. Let's know how was this year for you. So yes, it's been an interesting year. Yes, interesting is one word that I like using the word interesting. I can imagine someone say, why do you always say interesting? Is it just a cliche? Is it just a word you use when you're trying to process or something? But why do I say interesting? Interesting can help you when you are in some kind of situations like that. And maybe you don't really like what is happening, but you need to be polite about your feedback. Because whether you say it the way it is or not, it may not make a difference. But then you need to give feedback. Interesting just captures it. Because you say, hey, that's quite interesting. Or somebody is coming so excited about their food, and then they tell you, please taste it. This food is delicious. Is this, is that, is that, and you don't necessarily want to break the person's heart if the food doesn't taste nice, or if the food is terrible, or if the food is strange to you because you've never eaten something like that before, and it doesn't agree with your palate, So you taste it, and instead of saying yuck, what kind of rubbish is this? Oh my goodness, this tastes so bad. Or I hate it. Interesting. Wow, this food is interesting. It's unique. It's a different flavor. I haven't experienced these particular tastes before. Interesting, I just said today. And you don't have to break anybody's heart. You don't have to make anybody feel small or feel little and so on. Yeah, so interesting is a very useful word. So I see that some comments are coming in, and I see a good evening, Mommy AKB and Daddy KB from Debbie. Debbie, for now it's just me. Soon enough, hopefully, my husband will join us. Today he's on daddy duties, and he sends his love. And in fact, he said I should tell you guys that he misses you. And he's hoping that he'll get back here soon enough. Yes, today was school school term end, right? And he had to go and pick up somebody, so they're on their way back, and hopefully they'll be here before the show is over and he'll be able to join me, and so on. But for now, he's fully on daddy duties and I am here holding the fort. So yes, Debbie, he'll join us soon. And Uba Abasi says, good evening, everybody. Uba Abasi, we're happy to have you here, like I said earlier. And I can see Timora has joined. Timora says, hi, everyone. And Queen Debbie says, oh, wow. So, yeah, when you talk about happy endings, that's the title of our show today, happy ending. And you think about happy endings, it's just like, when you get to some movies, you want the happy ending. And most of the time, that's where the script ends, the happy ending. Maybe finally the people express their love for each other. Finally, there's the kiss at the end where you say, oh, finally, oh, it was happy ending. Or there's the wedding, or the bad guy is taken out. Or the good guy is rescued, and so on. Happy ending. And a lot of times, that's where the movie ends. And in cartoons we say, and they lived happily ever after. And we usually say that happily ever after is only in cartoons, because in real life, you will have a rich mix of ups and downs, of excitements and anxieties of all sorts. So you may not be able to say happily ever after, but yes, you'll be able to say a beautiful experience, a rich experience. And this is about perspective, because sometimes people want to say this is how it has to be, and if it's not like that, then that means my story isn't a good story. But think about it. Your story, what makes your story a good story? What makes your story a beautiful story? What makes your story a wonderful story? Is it that it's only high points, excitement, joy all the way? Everything is just working, everything is right. In fact, it may be that if you have a movie that everything is perfect from beginning to the end, you may get bored somewhere along the way, because it will feel like so just such a smooth ride. Where's the challenge? Where's the opposition? Where's the difficulty? Where's the test that will bring about the triumph? Where is the mess that a message will come from? Where's the exam that will bring about a promotion? Yeah. So when you talk about happy endings, first of all, you have to realize that the ending is also the beginning. The ending is the beginning. The ending for one thing, the beginning for another thing. So for instance, the end of waiting for a child is that you have the child, right? But then that's the beginning of raising the child. That's the beginning of changing diapers. That's the beginning of inoculations or immunizations. That's the beginning of thinking about what's the best school, what's right for this child, how do we celebrate birthdays, and so on. There's a whole other story that comes after that end of waiting for the child. If you're looking at time, the end of a month is the beginning of a new month. The end of a year is the beginning of a new year. So think about it. You are here in 2023. The end of 2023 is going to be the beginning of 2024. So the good thing about the time is that it allows you to think of your life in these slots, like a chance. You can look at them as chances. You can look at them as slots. You can look at them as opportunities. How someone says, do it this way this time, and then you do it and didn't quite work. Okay, we'll try it again the next time. So the next time is the next year, or the next time is the next month. The next time is the next opportunity. How do we handle it the next time? So it's beautiful that we have endings so that we can have beginnings. And I would like to hear from you. Let me know how you see 2023. How is 2023 going for you? How did it start? How is it ending? So feel free to share your thoughts. Somebody says Cinderella. Uduagabasi says Cinderella. Uduak, is Cinderella your expression for, is that your one word for 2023? Tell me, and if it is, please go ahead and say why. Yeah. So 2023, for, if I want to look at us as a people, as Nigerians, we know that it started with a lot of hope. If I have a witness that 2023 started with a lot of hope for a lot of you, a lot of us Nigerians, please go ahead and give me some thumbs up, give me some fire emojis. Let me see your response. If this year started with a lot of hope for you, with a lot of anticipation, and then we went from there into the season of let's do something. Debbie, I see your fire emojis. Let's do something. Let's make it happen. Let's make our voices heard. Let's come out. Let's do this. Let's do, And there was that period of rallying and gathering people. And, for some people, the focus was national. But for some others, they had in their business, let's do this business. Let's set it up. Let's get it off the ground. Let's try to start earning an income, For some other people, it was this girl. Let me finally tell her how I feel. Yeah, somebody in house is putting his hand on his chest, to say, I feel that one resonates with me. Some people finally opened their mouths and told that person, you mean so much to me. I don't know if those are the words you guys still use these days. I love you. My life got so much better after you came in. Oh my goodness. When I think of you, I feel the sun rays on my face. Oh, Lord. Yeah. That was the let's get moving for some people, in the love departments. Yes. And I have a number of witnesses here on that. Quite interesting. So you see that's interesting. So we have, and this is part of what makes life beautiful. Alrighty. I'm waiting until I'm sure you can hear me, and then I'll go right ahead. Let me know when you can hear me. 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 Do 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 do. Oh my goodness. Please, when you can hear me, type 111. When you can hear me, type 111. Thank you so much, Debbie. Okay, so as I was saying, yes, so some people finally said, this is how I feel about you. Now, it can be so difficult sometimes to do that. Sometimes it can be so difficult to actually walk up to somebody and say, this is how I feel about you. I know that in our setting, in our culture, most of the time it's the guys who have that responsibility. It's the guys who have to take the bold step and go and meet the lady. But in some places, it's the lady who has to do it. In some cultures, and in some cultures, it's anybody that can do it. And some ladies say, "Oh, nobody's coming to me. That's why I'm still single." But they have people they like, and they haven't expressed any kind of. In fact, they haven't given any light, not even the orange. They haven't given any sign. So the people are thinking you're not interested. They're thinking that if they come to you, they are probably going to get a hard, solid no. So they don't bother. There's a place where you have to let people get a bit of the message that, look, I find you interesting. You don't have to go out of your way and say, hey, you are wonderful, I want you to go out with me. That's the part that some guys will run away, because there are guys that say, oh, we are hunters, we want to chase, and if ladies are coming after us, it puts us off, and so on. So what do you do in that case, ladies? Do you just wait forever and keep quiet and not even let anybody know that you feel any way about them? There's a place for you to let some green light show. This green light can be a smile. This green light can be a good conversation. This green light can be appreciating them in word, in some things you do. Send a message, let them know they are appreciated. Just find a way that doesn't make you look small. Find a way that doesn't make the person think that you are, in quotes, actively chasing them. And that, of course, once again, is based on your cultural context, okay, so that you don't make yourself look weird. But if you are in a place where it is the expectation that you go out and you actually declare, please feel free. Feel free and let people know, because sometimes people say, oh, what hurts the most is that you never know what could have been, because you never said, because you never let the other person know. So don't let that be one of the regrets that you will have. The least you can do is find out. This is how I'm saying this. Where do you think we're going? Especially when somebody has been hanging around in your life for a while but is not saying anything. There are times when you have to actually tell the person, how far, what's going on, how do we define this relationship, what are we doing? You're often in my space, you're always here for me, you act like you really care, and so on. What define this care? Let me know, so that you'll not be there thinking, oh, in a few months or a year or so, he's going to come and ask me to be his wife. Meanwhile, the guy sees you as his sister in the Lord or something. So sometimes you actually need to ask. Yeah. So, how 2023 started? Hope, anticipation. Then we transitioned to disappointments for a lot of us. Disappointments. For some people, celebration, victories, like, yes, we did it. For some people, anxiety. For some people, outright depression. If you went down this roller coaster, if you had this roller coaster of emotions in 2023, please go ahead and say something about it. Leave a comment about it. Let's know how it was for you, because yes, for a lot of people it was intense. And then some people were able to come back to that place of determination, to come back to that place of excitement, to come back to that place of, we are going to get back on our feet, to come back to that place of, the sun is going to shine again. The sun is going to shine again. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to start again. I'm going to get up and I'm going to get moving. Okay? I'm going to get up and I'm going to look past the things that were disappointments, that caused me pain, that caused me anxiety, that made me want to give up. I'm going to look beyond those and I'm going to push forward and try to make something of this year. Yes. And it's always really good to be able to bring yourself to that point where you say, is this the end for me? And you decide, no, this is not the end for me. And this is really important because, sometimes we face situations, we face things that really make you want to just, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I've tried, it didn't work. I'm bitter, I'm broken. I feel terrible. life has not been fair to me, and stuff like that. I mean, there are times that we go through those things and you just want to give up. You just want to stop. You just want to stop altogether. Just want to stop. I'm not doing this again. But should we do that? And if we do that, what's there to gain? There actually isn't anything to gain. Because what happens is you lose out on whatever good was in front of you. Have you ever seen that reel or that skit or something where they show this guy who is digging for treasure, and he digs and digs and digs, and then he gets to this point where he just gets tired, like there's nothing here, right? And the unfortunate thing is that there was someone else who was digging, and after just a few meters into the ground, that person found some treasure and walked away with it. And he got to that depth and nothing. So for him was like, what's going on? Life is not fair to me. So he kept on for a while, and then after a while he said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. And he gave up and walked away. But in that skit, in that reel, in that whatever clip, if you have seen it, you will see that just a few more meters, just a few more, there was great treasure waiting to be discovered by this guy. But he gave up too soon. Just a little more push, just a little more determination, just a little more effort, and he would have discovered this great treasure. So rather than give up and say, I'm not doing this anymore, give up and say, that's the end for me, and I would encourage you, when those times come, keep going. When those times come, keep moving. When those times come, keep pressing. What's ahead? What's the next thing? What's in the horizon for me? Maybe I'm not seeing much from here because I am not seeing enough. Maybe I don't have sufficient elevation. Can I climb higher? Can I look through another person's eyes? Can I see from another person's perspective that can give me a better view and give me hope and let me know that something great is coming in the future, right? Can I do that? And for some people it's a mentor, for some people it's a parent, it's a role model, someone they really look up to, someone who's gone ahead, someone who can encourage, and for some other people it's their creator, it's their God that they go to say, hey, you created me, you made me, you have a plan for my life. So what's really happening here and what's beyond? Can you give me an idea? Can you show me? Right? Because this particular creator promises to show you things to come. So you actually have the opportunity to go and ask and say, hey, God, what's up? You said you have plans to prosper me. You have plans, to give me a future filled with hope. So where's this future you're talking about? Where's this hope you were talking about? So these are the kinds of conversations we need to have when we are coming to the end of something. What's in the future? What's to come? Right? And it's the same thing in relationships when it's going on and it's dragging, or it's like, yeah, it feels like it's good, but nobody's really saying anything. There's no clear definition. No one is making any commitment. Nobody's saying anything. Sometimes you have to, at the end of an era, at the end of a season, at the end of a period, at the end of a year, at the end of whatever milestones you've set for yourself, you need to be able to sit down and say, okay, what was I hoping for in this relationship? What kind of timelines was I expecting in this relationship? Is it happening? Is it not happening? If it's happening, are you okay with the pace? Fine. If it is, great. If it's not happening, and you are a little concerned, then maybe you need to trigger a conversation so that you can really visit it and try to understand what's going on here. Am I expecting something that is so far from what you are expecting? Are we on the same page here? Are we on the same page, or should I? And when you ask those questions, you get to find out some things that will help you know how to make adjustments in the beginning. Because remember, we said the end is the beginning. When it's the end at one point for one thing, it's the beginning for something else. So finding out, doing some stock taking, doing some self-assessment, doing some evaluation at the end of something will help you know how to start the new thing, how to begin the next one, how to make adjustments, what to do differently sometimes, what your approach should be, which angle should you stop, should you start, should you fire on, should you increase your intensity, your effort, or should you slow down and wrap up something so that you can move on to another. Yeah, because if you get to the end and you're doing evaluations and you're asking questions and somebody tells you, hey, actually you're just a friend, I don't have any plan of getting married to you, I thought this was just a business relationship, I thought this was just a friendship, I see you as a sister, or I see you as just a friend, full stop, there's nothing more. If you find that out, meanwhile you were busy saying, I think he will ask in about 6 months, the way it's going, he's always there for me, whenever I call he answers, and so on and so forth, and then you now come and hear this kind of feedback, you will know that it's time to start wrapping things up now. It's time to start wrapping things up so that you can move. Yes. So some people don't like hearing this because it's like, oh, I spent so much time, I put in so much effort into this relationship, yes, I've given so much, how can I just walk away? But you have to tell yourself the truth. If someone is not interested in you, they are not interested in you. And if they're not interested in you, what are you going to do? Are you going to kill yourself? Are you going to force them to marry you? Are you going to force them to marry you? Are you going to say, you must, you can't do this to me, you must? Oh no, you can't beg anybody to marry you, even if out of pity they agree. What a miserable union that will be, when you know that someone clearly married you out of pity, and when anytime you try to make a request or a demand for a certain kind of treatment or response or participation from the person, they're like, remember, I was not interested in this marriage, it's you that said. Just imagine that would just be terrible. You are the one that said we should get married. I wasn't really interested in getting married to you. Now you're asking me for all these things. I didn't sign up for this kind of stuff. Nah. Emmanuel Edem says, you will see shaggy. Honestly, Emmanuel, it can be serious shaggy. In fact, somebody said that it's not just shaggy banza. Now you will see, because how can you force somebody to get married to you, or you get them to marry you out of pity? No, you don't do that, please. You are better than that, and you deserve better. This is another thing. People need to actually look and realize that, hey, you are better. And stop doing this thing of, oh, this is the person that is around right now, I really need to try to make sure that he marries me or she marries me. Meanwhile, you can see the person doesn't like you and the person is treating you like they are managing you. Please, for how long do you want to live being treated like somebody that is being managed? Even in life, they tell you, please go where you are celebrated, not where you are tolerated. Go where you are celebrated. You want to go with people that treat you like you are wonderful, you are amazing, you're fantastic, we love you, flaws and all, yeah. One song is trying to come to my mind now, So you have to be able to walk away from relationships where people are treating you like crap, and where people are treating you like you're not good enough, and they are just making do with you, they're just managing you, they are just pitying you. You don't need that. You need to be celebrated. You need to be loved. That's the kind of environment that you need around you. That's the kind of energy that you need around. That's the kind of space you need around you, that enables you, that enhances you, that makes you better, that drives you, motivates you. But if you're in one that from the moment you wake up somebody is hissing like where instead of a hug in the morning or a warm embrace or something, you are hearing something you did not do well the day before, and you're hearing what your mates are doing for their own spouses that you are not doing. You don't need that. So, and these signs start to show even before people go and get married. So when you start getting the vibes, when you start getting the gist, when you start getting the feeling, you start seeing clearly that this person doesn't value you as much, please step away. You treat yourself like treasure, and eventually somebody will come along who will love you the way you are, the good, bad, ugly, everything about you. Somebody who will say yes, just the way you are. In fact, there was someone who said, she was so embarrassed because of her dentition, how her teeth were set in the front, that people used to tease her a lot in school, and it was terrible, and she felt nobody would ever love her because of that. And I guess that was back in the day when there wasn't much that could be done for you as per dentist doing some restructuring, or maybe the person couldn't afford it. But this person now met a guy who was in love with her, and one of the things that drew him to her was just her teeth. She could not understand it. She couldn't understand it. The same thing that made people laugh at her and tease her was one of the things that this guy loved about her. And with that, she felt so comfortable and at home in that relationship. They eventually got married, so, but she wasn't feeling like I have to hide when I'm speaking, or this person, I don't look beautiful because of my teeth and stuff like that. This guy loved her, the whole, as in everything about her, including the area where she had the highest insecurity about her appearance. Emmanuel Adam says, they like ignoring the sign. Love, no, they allow, make them see road well. Yes, Emmanuel, you've made a valid point. My social studies teacher put it this way: love is blind, but marriage opens the eye. Love is blind. That's how he puts it. Marriage opens the eye, because love just makes you like, I'm not seeing everything the person is doing is right, everything is okay. When they do something that's not so nice, you quickly make an excuse for them, you explain it away because you are in quotes, you are in love. But the guy said marriage opens the eye, because at that point you've entered you've entered and you're there for the long haul, and then you start to see, okay, these things that I was ignoring, that I would explain away, and then maybe go back to your space, your own place where the person is not there emitting all the negative vibes and negative energy and all of that. Now you are living with it. It's there with you all the time, and then all of a sudden it becomes so obvious. And then he starts saying, he used to, but she used to, but I thought that, I thought he would change, or I thought I could change her, and stuff like that. And you just start hearing all of those things. It can be really touching when people are in that position where now it seems like I'm stuck and I can't get out of this. Because whether I like it or not, there are some cultures where divorce is really frowned at, yes. And you have people who, even when they're in a place where it isn't frowned at, some people really had this dreams, desires that their marriage would be, forever, and they would never get a divorce. So It's now, do I stick with my convictions? Do I stick with my beliefs? Do I, or do I stay here and continue to experience this? So, but then some people are able to ride that storm, right? Or should I say, weather the storm and ride the wave. Some people are able to somehow find a way around it. It's not easy. It requires work, but it's not impossible. Yeah. So, you have to be willing to do that evaluation so that you will not find yourself in a situation where you're repeating your mistakes and somebody will say, haven't you learned anything? Don't repeat mistakes. So it's not a good place to be when you repeat mistakes, because everybody will be looking at you like, hello, this happened last time, didn't you learn anything? And it will actually be that you are wasting your time, and your time is your life. So you saw certain signs and then someone broke up with you, or you saw certain signs and then someone cheated on you, or you saw certain signs and then someone dumped you without notice, and you refuse to learn from that whole experience. You just say, oh, maybe it's just that it didn't work, full stop, and then you jump into the next relationship. You not even sat down to say, what happened? Why did it happen? What can I do next time so that it will not happen? How can I protect my heart so that I don't have this kind of terrible heartbreak? Some people, when they have a heartbreak, they like fall apart because they gave their everything to the relationship. They were not expecting it to happen, and then it happened, and then it's just like, oh my goodness. And then you go into the next one the exact same way. You've not made any adjustments. You have not found ways to relate, to engage, so that you protect yourself and you protect yours. Someone says, is this one heart that you have? Oh. Is this one heart that you have? How are you experiencing your life, and what are you doing with the events that are happening? Are you learning from them? Because really, it's not everything that you go to classroom and say, okay, I'm in a class, so I'm here to learn. Sometimes just what's happening in your life gives you enough opportunity to learn and then to apply what you have learned, so that the next time it's better. So this is 2023, and I'm trusting that as we are engaging and we're talking and we're having this discussion, that you are thinking about your year and you're thinking about how it's ending, and you are deciding that you will go and actually do some kind of evaluation and say, if 2023 is ending like this, and if 2023 has been like this, or if my relationship has been like this up to this point, what do I need to do in 2024? How do I need to move forward? How do I need to adapt to get to that which I desire? And I hope you know what your desire is. I hope it's clear. I hope it's plain to you. I hope you're not ambiguous about it. You actually need to be clear about what you want. Don't just be vague about these things. So, what's your desire? What's your desire for personal life? What's your desire for family life? What's your desire for career, business? What's your desire for networks? What's your desire for finances? Everything. What's your desire? And just look through. Where do I need to change? Where do I need to adapt? Where do I need to learn? Because sometimes we suffer because we don't know. We suffer because we don't have the right information. Yeah. So, are you thinking about how you are going to make adjustments so that next year, so that next time it will be better, and so that next time you'll be able to get to your desire? Yeah. So, if you have anything you would like to say about how you are preparing for the following year, how you are preparing for the next time, how you are preparing for the next season, please go ahead and write it in the chat and let's see. So here on Common Sense for Relationships, it has been an interesting year for us. It has been a year, if my one word to define this year, is transition. Yes, my one word to define this year for us as a family, common sense family, to define this year as Broken Walls Media, to define as Anietie Bature, to define this year as me and my husband, to define, it's transition. It has been a year of a lot of transition for us, right? For those of you who have been with us throughout the year, you will know that when we started this year, this was not our set. You would have seen some stuff in the background that would just let you know, okay, this set was a makeshift type thing, right? We just move things around and create a set, and then we'll do the show, and then after that we'll move things around again, and it has turned to our house again. But 2023 was a year where we said, hey, we need to go to the next level. We need to level up, like my son was saying in his game. We need to level up. We need to have a dedicated space for this, because this is serious. This is important, right? And we want to be able to give better quality, to all of you who are with us on this journey. And so you now see us in our new space, and you see the beautiful backdrop, and you see the lighting, and everything is just really beautiful and amazing. So this is one of the areas where we have had transition, right? Yes. Yeah. Quite interesting. And the beautiful thing is that coming to the end of the year, StreamYard is even enabling us to do even more by reaching our IG family directly when we go live. Yes. So, but you see something. Sometimes people say, we're not going to start because we're waiting for everything to be perfect. And sometimes you just miss out. You miss out because you're waiting for everything to be perfect. You miss out. You can start. Just start with what you have, and adjust as you go, and as you have the means, you have the resources, add one thing, change one thing, improve one thing, and so on. It keeps getting better. Some people, the reason they have not gotten married to that person that they absolutely love, and that person who also absolutely loves them, is that they're waiting to have a perfect house that they'll move into after the wedding. And you wonder, why do you have to do that? You're losing time. What is wrong with the house as it is right now? What do you really need that makes it impossible for you to move, as in get married and move into the house as it is? Must you have 2 expensive cars parked outside before you say, yes, now we're ready to get married? Must you have a 3-bedroom, fully furnished, everything, interior decoration handled by a professional and stuff like that? Must you have that before you get married? What's wrong with getting married, moving into your house in the state that it is, and making adjustments as you go? These are things to consider. Because sometimes we miss out because we are waiting for perfect conditions before we do anything. And sometimes those perfect conditions may take really long to come, or may never come, because who knows, maybe you were supposed to create the perfect conditions with somebody else. You bring your idea, they bring their idea, and together you guys create perfection. But then if you're trying to create it before you move, then you lose, you miss out on the opportunity. So these are things that you need to consider. Now, I know that in some places, and I know some of them, my brothers are here, you have to go to the village. You have to go home, and you will go and you will see plenty people that you have not seen in a long time. Sometimes it becomes a gathering of many young people, many single people, and sometimes it becomes an opportunity for you to meet people that have like passion, like values, that you vibe with, in quotes, people that you're like, I like this person. I like how they are doing life. I like how they are approaching the issues that they are facing. I like the future that they have told me they have in mind, because sometimes people just stop here, but some people will tell you, oh, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm currently doing right now, I am hoping to, because life doesn't end here. Like, it doesn't end here now. Some people speak of it as if it's here now and that's it. But what's wrong with this is where I am and this is where I'm going? How wonderful a future have you even imagined? Have you even dreamed of, right? So don't miss out on the opportunity to meet up with a lot of other young and vibrant people. If you're single and you're hoping to get married sometime soon, yes, you have to. I usually say go where the fish are. So if you're looking to get married sometime soon, then you need to go where the fish are. You cannot sit in your house, or in fact, let's paint a very serious scenario now. You work remotely, your job is online, you live in your cozy house, and you don't go anywhere. You don't go to meet up with people, you don't go for events, you're just in your house. When you finish working, you switch over to entertainment on your TV or something. Everything is virtual, and you are not engaging with people. Who are you going to marry? Is it the person that comes to take out your trash? Or is it the person who comes to deliver a package to you? Who? Because really, who are you meeting? It's the same way some people say, but I go to a big church and there are many young people. Nobody has even talked to me. But then if I ask you, did you speak to the person sitting beside you in church or at your gathering or your, wherever it was you went? Did you even speak to them? Some people just enter, sit down, they're listening to what is said. Everything is there. It's as if they are inside a bubble. Even though they're in the midst of so many people, they are not engaging. When they just finish, share the grace, you share the grace, push, you're out. You are out. You don't hang back to talk to other young people like you. How are you going to find this person that you're going to get married to if you are not engaging at all? Emmanuel, I see you ask, I need the location, please. Location for what? Please let me know. And then Queen Debbie says, great show today. Thank you so much, Debbie. Really good to get that feedback from you, especially as I am flying so low without my sweetheart honey pie. Yeah, it would have been great for him to be here, But thank you so much, Debbie. I appreciate that feedback. Yes, so please, all those people who are doing, I like my space. I like my space, and you're not interacting with anybody. Please reconsider so that it will not be a case of you are liking your space and you end up alone and old and alone. I'm really emphasizing the alone. Okay, so please go out, please interact with people, please enjoy the season. It's a beautiful season. It's like that song says, it's the season to be jolly. So it's a season to be happy, it's a season to be merry. It's a season to also remember the people who made 2023 count for you, people who made 2023 exciting for you, the people who made 2023 beautiful for you, the people who were there to help to put a smile back on your face when you were not so happy, the people who stood by you when you went through something difficult, the people who held your hand and showed you the way, the people who helped you when you were in need. You actually should take some time at this year end to reach out to them and say, hey, you made a difference this year, you helped me this year, you say what they did. Sometimes we just say, oh, thank you so much, you were part of my year, bro. And then you just move. Sometimes you actually have to say, thank you so much for this, that, and that. Spell it out so that personalize it, adjust it to exactly what did this person do for you. Because so many times, we just do this Thanks for being a part. In fact, sometimes you do broadcast message. Thanks for being a part of my 2023 full stop. Meanwhile, there's somebody who went out of their way to do something for you. That person does not need somebody is pointing to me now. That person does not need a broadcast thank you. That person needs a personalized thank you, because they went out of their way to be there for you, to do something for you. Please give a personalized appreciation to the person. And I see, okay, they're asking for the location of the studio. The studio is right here in Lekki. The studio is right here in Lekki. Yes, we're not too far from House on the Rock. So at least that's a major landmark. Kohinoor. Yes, that area, that's where we are. So if you want exact details, please reach out to us. Maybe send a DM. Yes, on any of the platforms. You can find us on Instagram. You can also leave a message here on YouTube and on Facebook. Yes, and we will respond to you with the exact details so that you can come and see what the studio is like. You can even come and use the studio. Yes, it's open for anyone who wants to use this space for their own programs, for their podcast, for their live show, for anything you want to use it for. Please feel free to reach out to us. Yes. Okay. So 2023, Common Sense for Relationships. We have had a great time. Yes, we have had a great time with you guys. Thank you for all your intense, as in beautiful, wonderful chats, messages, comments. Sometimes it's like there's a whole life in the comment section, as if there's a different show happening there, like some serious gist, some serious vibes, some serious feedback, coming. Some people will ask questions, others will still answer in that same comment section. It's really so interesting to see that. Let's see. I can't see that. You have to make it clear. Yes. So Emmanuel says, I like my space, but depression almost killed. Emmanuel, honestly, in that space when you're all by yourself, really depression can catch you well. Because sometimes you just need to hear from your brother, from your sister. You just need to, somebody will just say something that makes you know that, okay, all is not lost. There's hope. Somebody will just hug you, and you just know, yes. There's something about human connection that just makes you know, I'm not alone. I have friends. I have people. Yes. So please don't isolate yourself, or don't be in a hole all by yourself and you're struggling all by yourself. Somebody says, why die in silence? Please don't do that to yourself. Make the most of the people that you have in your life. Share together, learn together, live, as in just have beautiful experiences together. Yes. So thank you very much to all of you who have been here with us for this show. We're wrapping it up now, and like I was appreciating some of us at the beginning. Thank you so much, Debbie. You're always there. Thank you, Victor Silva. You're always there. Thank you. I mean, there's so many names I can mention. Thank you to every single one of you. We'll be here next week, and probably that will be the last show for the year. Not sure. But with my husband, we'll be here, and then we'll be able to do a much more personalized appreciation to everyone. So that's it for this week on Common Sense for Relationships. Thank you, everybody, and see you next week. And like I always say, remember, common sense is not so common.
Surely grow. When I rise, I'll have further. Celebrate and dance together. I don't go complain. 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 got great value today. Our goal is to bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your life and relationships. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, and like. Valuable information to help you make better decisions in your life and relationships. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, and like.